In a lush green valley nestled between the hills of Moko, there lay a village named Zens. This village was known for its powerful warriors, skilled craftswomen, and the annual Festival of Strength, where the bravest and strongest displayed their might in competitions of wrestling, tree lifting, and fire running. In this village lived a young girl named Nambie. Nambie was barely taller than a stack of maize cobs, and so slender that people joked a strong wind might carry her away. Her arms were thin, her bones visible, and when she walked, the villagers said she floated more than stepped. Look at her. Even a newborn goat is stronger than her. She must have been made out of bird feathers and breeze. She'll never carry water from the river, let alone tend a farm. These were the whispers that followed Nambie wherever she went. The children would laugh and call her Nambie the Feather. Adults often sighed when they saw her trying to lift baskets or help during harvest. No one believed she could do much. Except her grandmother, Mama Nyanu, the oldest woman in the village and keeper of the old tales. Strength, Mama Nyanu often told her, is not always in the arms. Sometimes, it hides in the spirit. But Nambie herself wasn't sure. She wanted to be seen, to be respected. She prayed at the sacred baobab tree, offered sweetened porridge to the ancestors, and sat quietly listening to the stories of heroes. Yet, nothing seemed to change. Until one day. It was the season of the great drought. The river near Zens dried up. The yams withered, the cattle grew thin, and the drums of the festival lay silent. The village chief called a meeting under the great Iroko tree. The oracle says, he announced, that deep in the forbidden forest lies a hidden spring, Nzolewomoji, the spring of living waters. But the path is cursed. No warrior has returned who sought it. The crowd grew silent. The forest was known for strange creatures and voices in the trees. Only one with a pure heart, light of foot and humble spirit may pass unharmed, the chief continued. Who will go? None of the strong men stepped forward. Even the village champion, Dogo the giant, lowered his gaze. Then, from the back of the crowd, a small hand lifted. I will go, said Nambie. Gasps filled the air. A few villagers laughed nervously. Someone even whispered, she'll feed the forest wolves for sure. But Mama Nyanu stood and placed her wrinkled hand on Nambie's shoulder. Let her go. The ancestors walk with her. Nambie set off at dawn, carrying nothing but a small gourd, a walking stick, and a satchel of roasted groundnuts. As she entered the forbidden forest, a chill wrapped around her. Trees twisted like dancers, whispering in tongues she'd never heard. Yet, Nambie did not panic. She remembered her grandmother's teachings, when the forest tests you, be still and listen. First came the three-headed monkey, who blocked her path and demanded she wrestle it. Nambie bowed respectfully. I cannot defeat you in strength, she said, but I can feed you. She gave it her groundnuts, and it let her pass. Next, the river of echoes appeared, a swirling stream that mocked her voice and tried to drown her thoughts. Nambie sat at its edge, closed her eyes, and began to hum a lullaby from her childhood. The river calmed, and a bridge of light formed. Then, the shadow lion stalked her, roaring from the bushes. I will eat your fear, it growled. Nambie stood still. I have none to give. The lion blinked, purred, and melted into mist. Finally, after 3 days, she found the spring of living waters, hidden beneath a weeping willow. Its waters glowed with silver light. She filled her gourd and began the journey back. When Nambie returned to the village, weak but alive, the people gathered in stunned silence. She poured the sacred water into the village well, and instantly, green returned to the fields, the trees perked up, and the animals cried out in joy. The feather saved us, someone cried. No, Mama Nyanu said proudly, she was never a feather. She was the wind itself. From that day on, Nambie was no longer laughed at. She was honored as Nambie One Zoli, keeper of the spring. She became a storyteller, a healer, and a guide. Children gathered at her feet to hear how courage isn't always loud, and strength doesn't always shout. Every year, during the Festival of Strength, the final dance was no longer done by the strongest warrior, but by the slimmest child, dancing like the wind in honor of Nambie. And so it was told, and so it is remembered. Moral lesson of the story. True strength lies not in the body, but in the heart and spirit. Never judge someone's worth by their appearance. What seems small or weak may carry great courage, wisdom, and power within. Everyone has a unique gift, and sometimes, it is the quietest or most overlooked person who becomes the greatest hero.